So the US's Ledet is 3 years more senior at 29. Both fighters are 6'4". Austria's Rakic was a couple of pounds heavier yesterday, but the former pro boxer Ledet will have a 2-inch reach advantage. For the introductions, here's the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Meine Damen und Herren, ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Barclaycard Arena in Hamburg, Germany for UFC Fight Night, Shogun versus Smith. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Light Heavyweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 9 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 206 pounds. Fighting out of Vienna, Austria, Aleksandar Rakic. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding an undefeated professional record, 9 wins, no losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of Rochelle, Texas, USA, Justin El Blanco Ledet. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Leon Roberts.
Referee for this light heavyweight bout, Leon Roberts. Thank you very much, Luciana. Signalling round number 1 is just ahead, set for a maximum 3-5 minutes. Justin Ledet versus Aleksandar Rakic.
Bring it up.
Ledet in the black shorts, Rakic in the grey, or white.
Both of these guys had a smile on their face all the way through the walkout and their face-off, everything. They've been staring across the octagon at each other with a big grin on their face. I think they both know they're just going to trade until someone falls over.
If you didn't know, Dan, and I said someone was dropping down from heavyweight, which fighter would you pick?
There's no doubt about it, it would be Rakic.
Yeah.
He looks the taller fighter as well. I know they were measured the same, but I mean that's probably partly due to the fact that Ledet takes a wider stance. He does sit into his stance. Oh, look at this!
Yes, Ledet 3-0 at heavyweight, dropped down to light heavy for this one. He cut meat out of his diet, Dan. Said he wanted to be a martial artist, wanted longevity and health in his future. He saw that was the way to go. Yeah. He immediately dropped like 40 pounds.
But now we've got Rakic cutting meat out of the lead leg of Ledet, and that's not working out too well for him. Look at this strength here. Now Ledet is great off his back. His pro boxing record can be somewhat misleading because he has a lot of submissions on his record. You've got to think that if you hit the ground with a guy like this, you would somewhat underestimate that, given the fact that he's a pro boxer.
Yes, pick your poison with him.
And he's got a variety of submissions. Obviously, rear naked chokes, arm bars, triangles. He can find a win from wherever you like.
I was very impressed with Rakic when he came into the UFC, and he's been away a little while, so he's definitely had some opportunities to develop his skill set. 9-fight win streak, finished 8 out of his 9 wins. The unanimous decision to Francimar Barros was actually the first time he'd won by the judges' scorecards. So very exciting prospect for the division, and at just 26 years of age as well, Dan.
Yeah, plenty of space to still continue to improve and grow as a fighter. A great start as well to this round. You've got to think that inside leg of Ledet is going to be bruised, even if he does get back to his feet here, which he's really struggling to do. Rakic really heavy on the top game, using good head pressure to make it uncomfortable for Ledet, chopping away at him with short shots and forcing Ledet basically into a defensive shell. He's trying to create space here with the foot on the hip, but that head pressure again is causing problems for him.
Ledet noted this card as a very light heavyweight, heavy card, if you like, so a good performance here can really highlight your potential in the division. I think he hit the top 15 in the heavyweight division, so he knows what it feels like to be ranked, and he's under some serious fire here in round number 1. Looking to hit the switch, but that was snuffed out pretty quickly by Rakic, who comes back from a training camp at American Top Team again.
I'm sure Ledet did his research though, and I'm sure he was more than expecting that the light heavyweight division would bring some new problems to the table. We know the light heavyweight fighters, they do move faster, but a lot of them hit just as hard as heavyweights. As we saw recently, the current light heavyweight champion moved up to heavyweight and proving his worth in that division. You've got to think Ledet is going to be aware that these guys are supremely conditioned to make 205, and that does make them a bit more dangerous. You know, you look at the previous opponents of Ledet, and they haven't been as lean and as muscular as Rakic are. So you've got to think that Rakic is going to be able to maintain this kind of power and this kind of strength throughout the fight, whereas a lot of heavyweights would drop off under the pace that Ledet sets.
So Rakic with 27 strikes to 6. He told me that he was going to bring a Cain Velasquez-style pressure tonight. And if the numbers are saying anything, he's certainly got a strong differential
see some
there
progress
in his
then, guys.
favour.
I'm going to stand you up. I need to see some progress from you both.
He actually went to Wakefield University in the UK to be tested by their specialist equipment, giving him data on his sports performance and a few biomarkers. So really investing in his future as well, Dan.
And this is really good work, really investing in that ground control and ground and pound at the moment. You can see he's keeping his head really high on the chest of Ledet, which is causing him issues in creating space for submissions. Ledet's constantly having his face turned away from his opponent, so he's not able to set up triangles or arm bars. And Rakic, with his long frame as well, he's able to be very overbearing in this position. Nice work from the top position, smashing elbows.
Yeah, Rakic really asserting himself in his return to the UFC. He wants to become the champion in 2 years. That's a big goal to set. Been training with Luis Enrique, Hector Lombard and Junior Dos Santos out in American top team. A couple of big shots to close out the round. We'll be back in a few seconds.
In the water, Dave. He's fine, ain't nothing. That's his blood.
Hey,
Deep breath.
listen to me. Stay calm in your heart. You're going to have to have more movement from the outside. Feint in, feint out, let your hands go, okay?
Yes, sir.
He's, left-handed because he wants to come
Sit
forward
back.
and
Deep breath.
with
Take a
a
deep breath.
big right hook.
Yeah, that's what.
Say
And that left
coming.
hand.
Yeah, and he's coming. Okay, so stay calm. Look, he's tired. He's going to give in. You're going to catch him in something. Let's not go to the ground. Let's stay boxing style. Let's stand up.
Yes,
We need
sir.
that jab pumping, you hear me?
Okay,
Let's go to work.
let's go, baby.
Right back, please. You're on that line.
Welcome back to Hamburg, our light heavyweight fixture. Just to note, the new unified rules of MMA
Second
are
round,
in
you
effect
ready?
for tonight's
You ready?
contest,
Bring it on.
including the use of instant replay, but only for a fight-ending sequence. Once replay is invoked, the fight cannot be restarted. Fighters in their camps have been made aware. So Rakic in the
Ledet was
white.
rocked then. Ledet was on wobbly legs then with a counter punch that Rakic threw as Ledet was rushing in. He's tried to start this round a bit quicker, trying to stifle those inside leg attacks, because from our angle, John, you can already see the bruising on the inside. Oh, look at this.
So Rakic started kickboxing when he was 11. Ledet got a 6-0 professional record in boxing. Ledet doesn't believe that Rakic has seen anyone quite like him, and he sees many types like Rakic. He had a bit of a nightmare coming over here, did Justin Ledet. His luggage was lost on the way over, and with that was all of his meals that had been prepared for the weight cuts.
Alexander,
And when
keep
he
your
finally
fingers
got
in.
hold of them, they were
Don't extend your
destroyed.
fingers.
So he spent a lot of time circling around Hamburg trying to find decent food for the weight cuts.
Look at this, beautiful work by Rakic. He's so fast in comparison to so many of the heavyweights that Ledet's fought. You can see it's taken some time for Ledet to adjust, and that lead leg attack as well. He's taking his jab away. Look at that, beautiful work.
If Ledet had missed a couple of meals, Dan, Rakic is feeding him a couple of bits of leather right now.
Absolutely. Nice work. Pumps the jab, throws the left hook.
Took the face completely away from Ledet.
See, he was anticipating that inside block for the inside low kick. You know, Rakic has put some good work on the inside leg, so when he feinted that, Ledet brought his lead leg up to block it, and then Rakic switched and came straight underneath and removed his base. Really nice work, and now over 3 minutes to work, back in the guard of Ledet. Was able to land really heavy shots in the first round, and you've got to think he's got him rocked now. He's already got him hurt. There's less fight in Ledet here.
Yeah, this was a pick-em fight on the odds makers, but actually the odds are getting longer and longer for Ledet as he finds himself pressed up against the canvas with a big-looking Aleksandar Rakic raining down some serious thunder.
Really nice work. Sliding his arm out of the overhook, dropping an elbow from the same side.
I think Rakic cuts down from something like 235 pounds down to make the limit here of 205. Very heavily muscled but athletic frame.
He's an incredibly strong individual. And fast for it as well, you know, very, very low body fat. You can see how lean he is all over his rib cage, his legs. You can see he's really worked hard to get his weight down. So every ounce of muscle on his frame is going into that speed and power advantage that he's showing at the moment over Ledet.
Ledet went on the record to say that he was looking to put in an emphatic performance to have people talk about him. He's going to need to turn it around. So we hit 145 at round number 2. Getting swarmed by Rakic at the moment.
It was nice work then. Rakic gave a little space and Ledet thought he was going to be able to kick off and get back to his feet, but then Rakic immediately dived back in. Now he's around the guard. He's got wrist control on the bottom arm. You can see he's controlling that, which is giving Ledet very few avenues to escape. Beautiful work here. So difficult to defend these shots now. If Rakic steps over into nice, look at this work. You've got to think the referee's taking a close look at this. Ledet possibly turning for an ankle lock.
Nicely done there by Ledet, but he just didn't seem to have the explosiveness to get back to his feet there, Dan, or scoot out.
So difficult to control an opponent when they're not willing to engage in the submission game. And Rakic is having too much success in the ground and pound to start messing with
Come on, Justin, you've got to fight back.
The pneumatic drill, that left hand at the moment. Oh, he fires a big right through the guard as well. Pretty dominant round here by Rakic. Total strikes 161 to 14. Case for a 10-8 down if it carries on this way.
Definitely, John. And you did mention Cain Velasquez. This is the output that you would expect from someone that's been inspired by Velasquez. Just a mauling from the top position. No matter where their opponent goes, Rakic is a step ahead of Ledet, and he's able to land 3 or 4 good shots before Ledet can cover and readjust. Really nice work. Look at this.
Last 10 seconds, round number 2. We'll be back with round number 3 after the buzzer.
Hey, forget about the round. This is it right here, okay? Forget all about it. This is round 1 all over again. Let's go, okay? Deep breath. Take a hold it in, 10 seconds. Don't shake your head. Let's go, baby, okay? Deep breath. You're good.
Double jab, step, right hand. Okay?
Gotta let him go, okay?
Try to dig that body. Try to find that body.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Justin, listen to me carefully, okay?
Yes, sir.
If you're in that position again and you're not defending yourself, I'm going to stop the fight, okay?
We're good, we're
I
good,
need
we're
to
good.
see you fight back, not just covering up.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling
Deep
you
breath,
now, okay?
deep breath.
Thank you.
Deep breath. Let's go. Hey, last round, only round. This all, everything don't count. This is the only round that counts, Justin. This is the only round that counts. Let's go. Come on.
Third and final round here in Hamburg, and a warning to Justin Ledet by referee Leon Roberts that if he ends up in that position again and doesn't defend himself intelligently, he will stop the contest.
That's a big thing for Ledet to keep in the back of his mind in this fight if it hits the floor again, which it looks like it may do. Oh, that's nice defense. Oh, beautiful punch on the break there. Ledet thought he was off the hook. He defended the takedown and then power right to the chin. And now the takedown comes from Rakic.
Inside trip there by Rakic, jumps Ledet back down to the canvas, and Ledet's body language, Dan, and just the way he was motioning and speaking seemed like he was super frustrated between rounds.
He did look incredibly frustrated, and his cornerman even said, because you saw Ledet, he sat back on his stool, he shook his head, and his cornerman said, forget it. This is the only round. The first 2 rounds don't matter anymore. You need to finish in this round. But then on the same side, on the opposite side of the octagon, you've got Rakic in his corner, who knows he's clearly 2 rounds ahead in this fight. He's knocked Ledet down, he's hurt him with the low kicks, he's dominated him on the floor and landed, you know, plus 150, plus 160 strikes. I mean, it's a very comprehensive beatdown so far. It's going to be a comeback of the year if Ledet gets the win here.
Rakic doing very well with that head position, Dan, and looking almost through his eyebrows to find the target.
Maintaining that really dominant head position there. He's causing Ledet a lot of issues. It's forced him to be defensive, which is obviously not what he wants to be doing as the time's ticking away. Not able to get wrist control, not able to create any space because he's cramped up against the fence. Very uncomfortable, and at the same time, Rakic, on his own terms, he's breaking to land big strikes.
Really explosive performance here by Rakic, a kickboxer who has obviously picked up some very good wrestling basics in his time in America, an American top team, polishing it up at Gym 23 in Austria, Vienna. Ledet's really got to be aggressive off of his back here, Dan, either to hit a submission or get back to his feet. Easier said than done, though.
Definitely easier said than done, especially when you've got 2.5 rounds have been taken out of you already. Ledet just struggling to motivate himself at the moment. He's even talking to Rakic now. He's saying, don't let me get up or I'll knock you out.
I'm standing you up.
I like the trash talk.
Some progress.
But it's not going to serve him well if he stays in this position for the next 2 minutes.
Well, if you can't physically move, then you might as well try and work another angle, right?
This is it. Perhaps coerce an ego battle out of your opponent, but I think Rakic is too smart for that. He's showing a very comprehensive mixed martial arts game here. Nice work controlling the ankle to slow his opponent down. Beautiful work again. Just one step ahead of Ledet.
Easy as well, Dan. Just move the body type. A heavyweight, a former heavyweight, just easily.
Let's work, guys. I'm standing you up. Let's work.
Back onto his back.
Deep breaths for Ledet here.
Rakic, parents are of Bosnian descent, living out in Austria at the moment. Finding a way through with that right hand, opening up the guard very nicely. Good work rate from Rakic, trying to model himself or this particular fight, if nothing else, on Cain Velasquez. He's got that wrestling position down where he's really biting into the canvas with the balls of his big toes.
Yeah, using that to drive his head forward. I mean, you can just see how uncomfortable Ledet is. He's not able to mount any offensive off his back. He keeps grabbing that overhook, but more than anything, I think that's to stop the offensive from Rakic.
45 seconds as Rakic unleashes.
Come on, you got to work. I need to see more than that.
Some more hellfire. Let's pull up those total strikes then. 236 to 19. This is going to be a complete shutout on the scorecards at this rate.
Beautiful work again by Rakic, controlling the ankles, allowing Ledet to roll and then circling round to the back. Wow, nice. One more show of strength in the last 30 seconds. Ledet is scrambling to his feet, but he may be too late.
This is a really nice performance here from Rakic. A mixed martial arts performance. Very nicely done as he opens up towards the final bell. And there it is. That brings about the end of the fight. And an illuminating performance by Aleksandar Rakic. Our Movie of the Fight is sponsored by Metro PCS. Get knockout coverage of the UFC on a network that covers 99% of people in the US.
Look at this. It started off with the low kicks. He immediately got a reaction from Ledet. He smiled, but he wasn't able to really stop that offensive. And when he started to check, you saw him take the base away as well. He anticipated the inside low kick, so he got the outside low kick instead. And then once he was on the floor, really Ledet had no options on that position. You know, Rakic was all over him in every position. Really nice work with the strike on the break there as well. I mean, you know, Rakic just showed such a well-rounded mixed martial arts game. He controlled every range of this fight and put a real good statement together for himself in this division.
Good fight there by Rakic. We'll get the official decision after these. Plenty of tourist attractions, including museums, and right now you can see the very famous concert hall. Okay, time to get it inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-25, 30-24, and 30-24 for the winner by unanimous decision, Aleksandar Rakic.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the winner, Aleksandar Rakic. An absolutely dominant performance, over 230 strikes landed, but really the low kicks were the start of this story. Tell me about your game plan coming in.
The game plan was basically low kicks, cut the angle. He goes all the time on the right side, chooses fast jab. Game plan was Cain Velasquez style, like my coach told me. Cain Velasquez style. Pushing forward, pressure, 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 ground and pound, cut the angles, low kicks. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Cain Velasquez. Obviously, those number of strikes you landed, obviously, you know, I'm sure he'll be very proud of your performance as well. Now, there's a lot of light heavyweights on this card tonight. You've made a big statement tonight, but what do you need to do next for your career?
I'm here to stay, and I'm here to prove that I belong to the top, and I belong to the top. Give me UFC, give me top 15 guy. I'm ready. In my first fight, I couldn't show so much grappling and wrestling. In the second fight, I show it. I'm an all-rounded fighter. I'm not just a striker. I'm an all-rounded fighter. I can wrestle, I can grapple, I can do some damage. So, UFC, I'm ready. The top, I'm coming. Believe me, remember my name. I'm coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, incredible performance, Aleksandar Rakic!
Remember the name indeed, Aleksandar Rakic, a very wide scoreline there on those cards. Congratulations to him and his team.